I mean, when this came your way, how much were you actually told about the story and your character? Because he seems to be someone we really kind of have the least backstory on.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, when I first got the audition sides, I didn't have much to go off of other than the fact that it was David E. Kelley. It was Liane Moriarty. So the people behind Big Little Lies and The Undoing and all that stuff, and also Nicole Kidman and Melissa McCarthy. So I know that it was of high caliber. I know that I had to bring my A game, if anything. But yeah, I was privy to not a lot of information. So I started to get into the book, started to try and get some more information through that, and that gave me a bit of an anchor in regards to what I could form Yao into.
When did you feel like you had a real sense of him and who he was?
Did I ever? I think when I finally was able to kind of sit down and talk with the trio, to put it that way. Nicole, who plays Masha, and Tiffany, who plays Delilah. Once we got to really sit down together, I think it was literally on the day that we got together that morning to really sit down and talk about our dynamic and figure out our anchors and our goals. I was really able to hone in on Yao and kind of the purpose of Tranquillum.
What do each of those women mean and represent to him?
Oh, that's a great question. So Yao is definitely in this triangle, and he's pulled in two different directions. He's pulled towards the path of purpose and devotion with Masha, but he's also pulled toward common sense and being more down to earth and safety and love with Delilah. So it's a bit of a tug of war, some internal conflict that he's dealing with while he has to keep a straight face for all the nine perfect strangers.
What was it like working with those two women? What were they like as scene partners? How did they compare in their approach to this whole weird dynamic between you guys?
I mean, the first thing that comes to mind, the word that comes to mind is open. At the end of the day, whether it be talking about their acting or just them as human beings, they're just very open. And I felt very safe with both of them because I don't know how far you got into the series and don't want to spoil anything, but we do have some pretty intimate moments.
Yeah.
And I felt comfortable doing that with them. And that's the biggest thing that you can hope for in a partner is that they're open to doing and doing certain things that could be risky in a sense, but still feel safe.
Did you work with an intimacy coordinator on this? Was that something that was also available to you?
We absolutely did. Yeah. And I really am beating myself for not remembering her name, but she is incredibly helpful in regards to trying to figure out how to in trying to really push that sexual intimacy on screen without being overtly sexual. It's not really about the act of it, but the notion or the mystery of it that she really helped us with honing into.
Did you have a favorite moment from this shoot? Because there are so many like weird and wild things that happen, and
Yeah.
You are interacting with so many interesting characters. Do you have a favorite moment?
I have, I mean, so many, to be honest. I love the scene where I'm on top of the waterfall with Michael and Asher. So the characters were Napoleon and Heather,
Yeah.
and Yao is like talking them into jumping over this huge waterfall. And we were tied up, so everything was safe. But like to be able to be standing over a top of waterfall and just being in this beautiful place, it was incredible. It was definitely a moment I'll never forget. And just being able to just sit down with them one-on-one or just together, because it was just us three that day. It was it was a special time, and I'll never forget that one for sure.
Did you ever try to convince them to like work the scene in a way that you could also jump in, or were you okay
Yeah,
with like being the
right.
one to encourage them to do it?
Yeah. Jonathan, can we put in like a parachute in this scene, or can we have a hang glider for some reason? I think that'll really work. I mean, yeah, I would have loved to have jumped. I mean, I say that now, but like
Yeah.
as you like look over the cliff, my legs are shaking. I'm about to throw up. I say that now in the safety of my own home, but yeah. If let's put it this way, if Jonathan gave me the chance to, I think I would have taken it. I think I would hope so.
I also recently watched Brand New Cherry Flavor, which is a
Yes,
very different kind of story and a very different character. What's it
absolutely.
been like for you to go from The Good Place to then doing Brand New Cherry Flavor and Nine Perfect Strangers? How has it felt to play like that combination of characters?
It's been great because, like for me anyway, I don't want to be put into a box, and Jason Mendoza is a very strong character. Definitely left his mark, definitely put Florida on the map. And I think, yeah, moving forward, as much as I love Jason, I wanted to exercise different muscles and explore different characters. And fortunately, these people, whether it be Nick Antosca from Brand New Cherry or Nicole and David E. Kelley from Nine Perfect Strangers, they've allowed me to do that. They've trusted me with being able to explore and play with their characters.
Was Jason Mendoza a difficult character to say goodbye to?
Absolutely. Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'll ever say goodbye to Mr. Mendoza. He'll always be around for sure. But that was the one that really, gave me a break, and that was the one I feel that a lot of fans, a lot of people that watch me, are really fond of, that character in particular. So yeah, it was very hard to say goodbye. But who knows? Down the road, maybe give it 10 years, maybe he'll have a little spin-off or a reunion with Pillboy or something, or the whole cast. Fingers crossed. We'll see.
Fingers definitely crossed. Thank you
Yeah.
for talking to me about this. I've seen 6 episodes. All these characters are so interesting. Brand New Cherry Flavor was a wild experience. So thank you for the interesting times lately.
Thank you so much, Christina.
Thanks a lot.